I glanced at a dishevelled, dirty, smelly mess with an overgrown coat, but as I passed the pen, a warm nose sniffed my hand. My interest piqued by this sensation, I turned around to look more closely at the perpetrator and saw the most beautiful brown eyes pleading, "Please, pick me. I need a forever home." It was in that instant that I fell in love with the ugly duckling of the dog pound. Upon arrival, I decided I wanted a couple of medium-sized dogs who would keep each other company in my absence. But having heard Meg's story of abuse and neglect, I quickly decided she would be the one and only in order that all the love and care she needed could be lavished upon her. I explained to the pound owner that I needed to make arrangements to have a suitable pen prepared for a larger dog. And having secured her agreement that I could return the next day to collect Meg, off I traipsed to fulfill my mission. 5 hours of work later, and with some additional help from family, I had a clean, secure, comfortable pen made in anticipation of the arrival of Meg. As soon as the pound was open next morning, I arrived with the lead and collar, and having completed the necessary paperwork, paid the licence fee, etc., I was told she would be brought out to me in front of reception. First thing I noticed was the flopping ears were now straight, and she bounded towards me with hope and gratitude in her eyes. Taking her lead, I noticed the strong stench of disinfectant, which hurt my nose, but undeterred, I carefully placed her into the back seat of the car on the clean rug provided. Gently, I took off from the car park, and before I knew it, she was in the passenger seat, wagging her tail at me and taking in all the sights and sounds as we journeyed home. Arriving safely, the first job in hand was to give her her long overdue bath, and it was only when I felt her wet coat that I realised just how thin she was. Right, I thought, you need feeding up, young lady. So I fed her for the night and left her in the pen, determined to see the vet the very next day to see what care she needed. The next morning, we arrived at the vet's only to find that Meg was aggressive towards other dogs. I quickly had to buy a muzzle to avoid injury to the other clients. Once inside, Baby and the vet gave Meg an examination, told me she was very malnourished and would need specialist food for at least 3 months to build her up at a cost of £58 a bag. There was no going back now, so with a clean bill of health and £58 poorer, we returned home. Conscious that her matted coat was beyond my capabilities, I hurriedly made a grooming appointment for that afternoon and remained with her during the process as she seemed nervous and scared. What I witnessed was remarkable. The ugly duckling turned into the most beautiful, if somewhat skinny, German Shepherd I had ever laid eyes on. Over the next few months, Meg continued to flourish, enjoying life immensely. But winter arrived, and it was a bitter one. Having become attached to the now magnificent Meg, I decided it was too cold for her to sleep outside in her pen. So I brought her dog bed and toys into the back kitchen. That was as far as she was getting. After all, such a big dog could create substantial mess, and I didn't want the whole house destroyed. Famous last words. Inch by inch, just like she crept into my heart, she moved from the kitchen to the living room and eventually wheedled her way into my bed. I quickly noticed that when lying in front of the fire, basking in its warmth, she kept one paw firmly on top of my foot to ensure I couldn't move without her knowing. To this day, 5 years later, she still puts her paw on top of my foot as reassurance. Is Meg perfect? No, but then nor am I. She's still aggressive towards other dogs, and knowing this, I could take precautions. On our last visit to the vets, having been licked to within an inch of his life, Fabian said, Meg's a bit of a tart, doling out kisses to anyone giving her attention. So what's wrong with that, I said. Perhaps if a lot of us were to forgive us quickly and be prepared to trust again, the world would be a better place. The story doesn't end there. During the current COVID-19 pandemic, being forced to self-isolate, Meg has given me a daily focus. Despite days when all I want to do is pull the duvet over my head and give that day a miss, I have to get up, feed and walk her. Meg's an early riser, and as soon as it's daylight, a wet nose finds its way to my ear, or a huge paw is unceremoniously placed on my face as if to say, right mum, time to get up. Annoying at times, especially if you've had an alcohol-fueled Zoom quiz with friends from the Northern Ireland Assembly the night before. But would I change it? Absolutely not. With the early rises, I have captured stunning sunrises and walked for miles, accompanied only by the sound of birdsong. During lockdown, we have been fortunate with such glorious weather, and living on a farm, Meg and I can take unlimited walks over the fields with her, not me, chasing rabbits and making memories that will last forever. Normally, I'm a very outgoing, sociable person, some might even say party animal, who enjoys meeting friends for dinner, drinks, some more drinks, you get the picture, and holidaying with my partner Mark or friends. This week, I was due to go on the annual pilgrimage with the girls to Albufeira. 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive. We could stay longer, but the liver couldn't cope. Having reached the ripe age of 60, I sometimes remember my limits. Not always. Has the mood been low during lockdown? Of course it absolutely has. I miss my family, my partner Mark, friends and colleagues. At low times like this, it has been comforting to have another living, breathing companion share my personal space. Poor Meg has listened to my ranting and raving and shouting at the computer. Are you for bleep bleep real? As I'm asked to work a 12-hour day for the 11th day in a row. As I scream at the computer, suddenly Meg appears. Does the famous German Shepherd head tilt? And makes me smile despite my bad mood. The nights can be difficult, and often Meg has placed her head on my knee to comfort me as I gurn my eyes out. Yep, I'm a serial crier. Cry when I'm sad, I cry when I'm happy. Cry at Lassie films, Little House on the Prairie, those crappy reunion videos on Facebook, I'm completely undiscerning. Anyone who's a German Shepherd will know there are no boundaries, resulting in not even being able to have a pee in peace. Our conversations, albeit one-sided, consist of something like, some people are really stupid, Meg. Mummy has to go to work, you're in charge. Who's a lovely girl. Then, of course, is the added problem of endless fur balls scuttling across the floor in the breeze. So much for show house, more dog house. As I reflect on lockdown in Drumnachonner, I realise Meg has been my constant companion, providing unfailing love, snuggles, companionship and kisses when I needed them most. As I try to work from home, this huge dog suddenly appears, nuzzling her head under my arm, begging for attention. And I'm forced to take an unscheduled break to play catchies in the garden with her ball. Meg has constantly been at my side throughout lockdown, keeping me sane, giving me purpose. And now, I'm beginning to wonder, who rescued whom? Thank you.
Here is the beautiful Meg. I think everybody got to see that. What a gorgeous, gorgeous dog. How lovely she is. And it's beautiful, beautiful scenery as well. Is Meg near you?